Daron Bland broke the NFL's record of pick sixes, getting 5 touchdowns on the season. And I went ahead and I made a lovely list here of all the number one receivers in the NFL currently that Daron Bland has more touchdown passes or receptions than. Number one, DeAndre Hopkins. Number 2, Devontae Adams. Number 3, Debo Smith. Number 4, Marquise Brown. Number 5, Zay Flowers. Number 6, Devontae Parker. Number 7, Garrett Wilson. Number 8, Darius Slayton. Number 9, Terry McLaurin. Number 10, Amari Cooper. Number 11, Deontay Johnson. Number 12, Christian Watson. Number 13, Michael Pittman. Number 14, Drake London. Number 15, Adam Thielen. Number 16, Chris Olave.
Hefe. We
Number
get it.
17, Cooper Kupp.
He's better than them. We get it.
I gotta let the world know here. And then he's also tied. There was another one, but now he's also he moved his way down to the tied category. He's tied now with 5 number one receivers in the league: Amon St. Brown, Nico Collins, Calvin Ridley, Rashid Rice, and now DK Metcalf, because he just got a receiving touchdown today, unfortunately, against the Cowboys. Live update right there. So that means there's only 10 NFL receivers better than him, is what it looks like on paper right now.
All right, you need to be silenced. Relax. All I'm going to say is if Trayvon Diggs was playing, would this be the same situation? Absolutely not.
No. So listen, because Bland was actually also getting interceptions alongside Trayvon Diggs. That's what the whole thing was going into the season. We had Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon Diggs, and Daron Bland.
But currently, you can't play them. You can't play them both at the same time. Who was going to start? Let's be realistic.
Was Daron Bland the starter? Was he the starter in game 1?
No, thank you.
He wasn't the starter.
No, but he was getting interceptions as the nickelback and getting interceptions in the slot. So you see, he'd still be on the field when you have 3 or 4 receivers on the field. And a lot of the game is tailored to the pass. The game is tailored to the pass. So Daron Bland would have been on the field, so he would have had multiple opportunities. Now, with Trayvon Diggs going down, does he have more opportunities? Absolutely, because he's a starting cornerback. However, we can't say that he may or may not have also replicated this historical feat, because he was getting picks and he was getting pick sixes last season. That's just in Daron.
You got to think about the position he's in currently. Like he wouldn't.
No, for sure, 1,000%. He has more opportunities. Absolutely, as a starting quarterback. You're absolutely correct.
And as well as that being said, too, I'm not saying. Once again, like you said, how do we know, as far as him being in the nickel, that he wouldn't have the same opportunities that he would have had as the position he's in now? We don't know. Respectfully, we don't know. I mean, granted, he was still getting catches and stuff in the preseason. That's fine. But once again, I feel like all of this was handed to him at the correct time, and he took it and he did what he was supposed to do. He guaranteed himself money. Put it in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. If
I just think it's more impressive that the Cowboys had 2 All-Pro quarterbacks on their roster, like All-Pro play. That's crazy.
But the position was like, think about it. Trayvon Diggs went down. That was season. So that position, he now gets
for sure
that position. What corner did you have?
But you can't. But it's hard to say that, because you can't just say you could stuff any cornerback in that role and they would have similar success. I mean, the guy's obviously very talented.
Oh yeah,
he showed talent when Trayvon Diggs was healthy, and now he just has more opportunity to show it when he's not. A lot of these games the Cowboys have gotten blown out. Blown out opponents. Who's to say in those games, Diggs goes off and then they put Bland in and then he goes off, and maybe he has very similar productions this year. I mean, we could have just had better opportunity to blow teams out with Diggs still on the roster, but starting for us. So, but I think cream always rises to the top in these situations. So it's just like, him being really good was always going to be found out, regardless. So
let me correct
it out sooner.
I just want to correct myself. He did not have he didn't have any intercept. He didn't have any pick sixes last year, but he did have 5 interceptions. So that's it's not anything to scoff at. So he has 7 this year, and he had 5, and he only started 8 games last season. So, it's just something to think about.
Okay. How many more pick sixes do we see in this guy's future for this season?
I only care
I'd probably say 1, probably 1.
Nah, he's already ran up enough already this year.
Ran his course?
No.
I think we see one. I mean, because he's definitely gonna probably get another interception. Whether or not he takes it to the house is the question. My guess is one. It's one more. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
it'll be interesting
FanDuel
Like
'cause-
a prime time game, like this dude might get one more.
doesn't FanDuel have a prop for Daron Bland getting a pick six, so that's
Yeah,
probably going to
so-
lessen his numbers as
Yeah,
well.
so like as I called you earlier and we talked on the phone, FanDuel this week finally put a prop bet out. It was plus 3,000 for Daron Bland pick six this week.
I'm taking that.
I'm not gonna
No,
say
I
I
wouldn't.
didn't sprinkle
I
some
wouldn't.
money.
I don't know. I mean, he's getting an interception probably.
I'm
but I don't
taking
know if
that
he
for
gets
$1.
pick six.
I'm taking that for $1 on FanDuel.
Yeah,
$1.
I put a couple dollars on it, but yes.
Hey, check it right now. Check it right now. See how much it runs for $1.
Oh, the specials are gone once the game starts, unfortunately. So
He could get a
but-
he could potentially get a pick six against the Bills because Josh Allen likes those interceptions, and the Commanders. I don't know.
Pick
if
sixes
Jared
are
Goff-
pick sixes are extremely hard to do though, because not only do you have
Well-
to intercept it, you have to get your offensive. I mean, your other defensive players to like make blocks for you. Like depending on where you catch it on the field, it's just like you might have the length of the field to run it back. Like those are extremely like difficult. Like there's a lot of variables to getting a pick six versus just like an interception.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
looking-
see
I'm just
it.
looking at the
let's
quarterback that potentially-
say he gets a pick and he like runs 75 yards and like he gets stopped. Like it's just from one end to the other end of the field, and somehow he trips up or someone tackles him, whatever the case might be. But that's hard to do. I mean, like it's a very, very impressive feat, which is why it hasn't been broken.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm just looking at quarterbacks that he's probably going to get a pick, or has a higher potential of getting picks on. That's ultimately what I would say. But yeah, the pick six itself is definitely very difficult.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult for him to get to,
especially if
but-
Donovan Wilson doesn't want to play over the top.
But I will
Speaking of-
say, and one of the teams that you mentioned, he may get another pick six on. He actually did get the record on was the Commanders, which ultimately led to the firing of Jack Del Rio. How do y'all feel about Jack Del Rio getting fired from the Commanders? You guys
I mean,
think
they should have fired him.
Bro, he's just a scapegoat. I mean,
Do you
it's
think
not,
this is one domino though, in a matter of many to go?
Look, one of my friends told me the other day, it's like, yo, who's gonna write the message or who's gonna announce it when they announced the firing of Ron Rivera? Like, because I think Ron Rivera was the one that made the announcement through, I don't know, a post or something like that. But it said like we parted ways with Jack Del Rio, like signed Ron Rivera. Who's gonna make that when it's Ron's time? Like I was like, yeah, that's funny. He's just a scapegoat. I mean, it's like they have bigger problems than just their defense. I think we'll see that when Miami plays them.
And you saw Ron Rivera actually took over their defense.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill's still gonna cook them on Sunday. So, and I mean, because he's just that good. But no offense to any Commanders fans, it's just Hill's going for 2,000 this year, and I think he's just gonna go crazy the next few games to make sure he gets it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate for one Jack, but we'll see what happens with that.